Now, let's go to 30 Rockefeller Center for an all-new Dateline NBC.
This is Dateline Friday, October 26, 2001. Tonight, the September 11th terrorists moved freely, openly around the country, thanks to false IDs their training manuals instruct them to get. So we wanted to find out just how easy is it to get a valid ID with a fake name. Very easy.
I just want a California driver's license.
Oh, you have a California?
No, I want one.
You want one?
Driver's licenses with any name you like for sale.
How can that happen so easily?
How can we stop it? Josh Mankiewicz with one of our 5 ways to make America safer. In times like this, maybe the people we need to listen to most are our kids. Maybe they can face what we adults cannot.
What keeps going through my mind is like the people in there, the last words that they said to someone they loved.
Tonight, what our children are telling us about how to heal.
We will stand together through thick and thin. Nothing can tear us apart.
Edie Magnus with the wisdom of kids.
Always and forever.
He was the official vocalist for New York City's Bravest.
The man can sing. It's that simple.
His melodies a remedy for crowds, kids, anyone in need.
I like the song, and I like him, and I liked what he did for me.
But on that terrible day, the man who had a song in his heart also had a job to do.
It was his duty to save those people.
Keith Morrison with the Ballad of a Firefighter and his band of brothers. Here now is Stone Phillips.
Good evening. Before the attack, one of the most spectacular views of the World Trade Center was just across the harbor from the hills of Staten Island. It's a part of New York that still has a small town feel and a place many members of the city's police and fire departments call home. Far too many never made it home the night of September 11th. As Edie Magnus tells us, coping with such a huge loss in a small place has been difficult, especially for the children of Staten Island, who lost family, neighbors, and their innocence.
It's like when you think about it, you just it's like there's a sting in your body. Well, for me anyway, because you think about it and you just think of the plane crashing, then all that red smoke.
What keeps going through my mind is like the people in there, the last words that they said to someone they loved. Like a wife and a husband could have had an argument before the husband went to work, and he was never able to say sorry.
They are children still feeling the awful ache of September 11th. And how could they not? They're from Staten Island, a community battered worse than many. It's New York's least populated borough, but it sustained a massive share of the losses. 178 people who lived or worked here died in the attacks, including more than 20% of the firefighters crushed in the rubble. It seems almost everybody here knows somebody who was lost, or somebody who knows somebody, including those at this middle school where 2 children lost a parent and 1 teacher, her husband.
How many of you know someone who was hurt or killed during the attacks? Who did you lose?
My aunt.
Your aunt? What did she do?
She was Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Were you close?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
These 7th and 8th graders from Staten Island's IS-61 generously agreed to share their thoughts and feelings about the continuing impact of the attack on their lives. They are hoping it will somehow help other children across the country who are also shaken up.
When you're in a classroom, you're not thinking about what happened, but you're not thinking about what you should be thinking about in school. You're just sitting there and dazing off, just going back to it, and then your parents are saying, "Oh, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Oh, you used to be so good in school," and you can't explain it to them.
Like when I walk through the halls and I'm laughing and I'm having fun and all. But it's kind of almost a cover-up because you don't want people to know that you're like weak or whatever. You don't want people to know that inside you're really, really sad.
I just keep playing the same picture in my head of that guy falling out the window. I saw this guy, he was one of the guys that jumped and I started crying.
Why did you start crying?
because, like, he could have been somebody's father. That could have been somebody's father. Some son or some daughter somewhere out there lost their father.
Some say the tragedy even lives in their sleep.
I had a dream about people jumping out the window, people running over bridges, cars stuck, all the chaos around it.
I had a dream that me and my mother were there, like trying to help out, and we took out a body, like we saved somebody, and it was my aunt. And I woke up like a second after that, and every newspaper I saw, I was trying to like look for her images, her pictures, but it was just like she wasn't there.
The private grief they each carry, these students say, has unexpectedly changed the temper of their school for the good.
People are being nicer to each other because, like, I don't know, like some kids might have lost someone really close to them and like whatever, and instead of kids shoving each other in the halls and like turning around and like wanting to hit someone because they like pushed them or whatever, then it's they're kind of being more considerate.
Quiet compassion, however, does not necessarily mean shared intimacy.
People hide their feelings and you don't want to spill them out because you don't know if you're the only one that's feeling that way and you don't want to look dumb.
Some admit they're tight-lipped, not just with each other, but with their parents.
My mom, she knows what I'm thinking. I can look at her and she'll know me. All she has to do is look into my eyes. And then she'll be like, Jackie, tell me what's wrong, tell me what's wrong. And she'll sit me down and she'll try and talk to me, but I don't like talking about my feelings. So I'll say, no, it's all right, Ma. And then she'll get mad and then she'll be like, all right, I'm going to get you tomorrow.
I found that those that are more severely affected by it are the hardest ones to reach because they tend to stay quiet. They tend to keep to themselves, not talk to their friends, not verbalize to the teachers or to other staff members around.
Renee Shervington and Barbara McCarthy are both counselors in the Staten Island schools who are on the front lines of this crisis.
They all seem to sort of indicate that it was on their minds more than they were letting on.
I'm hearing a lot in my groups, kids not wanting to talk to their parents about some of the stuff because they feel like their mom or dad is very upset and they're crying, so how can they go to mom and dad and make them more upset?
Do you think it's okay to tell the children that the adults are feeling fearful too?
To an extent.
To a certain extent. I think that they need to know that because I don't think they need to think that we're just oblivious to what they're going through. We need to let them know that we do understand, and we do, because we're all going through it together.
What's the biggest question you have in your minds?
Just why somebody would want to do something like that to us.
My question is, what's next? What's going to happen? You know, I have a fear that something's going to happen.
In a way, I'm sad because I don't know if tomorrow is going to be the end of the world or something.
The school is employing a variety of strategies to embolden students and to help them heal, like initiating projects that celebrate their patriotism. On a drawing of a flag, the words, "United we stand."
I think now that the name the United States really has a meaning, that we will stand together through thick and thin. Nothing can tear us apart.
They're also creating homemade survival kits filled with goodies for rescue workers and anyone else touched by the tragedy who needs a pick-me-up.
A candy kiss to remind you that everyone needs a kiss or a hug every day, especially children. A clothespin to remind you to hang out to the good things in life.
While everyone agrees that such activities are helpful, lately the children are also hungry to just think about something else.
There's been so much talk about it ever since it happened. And I'm sitting there asking you guys some more questions about it. Does it help to talk about it, or do you wish everybody would stop talking about it?
Sometimes it's nice to talk about things, to express your feelings, but at the times you just don't want to think about all those negative vibes, and you just want to get over with it.
The students even have a request to make of those of us in the television news business.
Some of the TV programs just should lighten up a bit because it's kind of hard to get back to your regular life with all these images coming back to you.
We now have to start loosening up and going back to letting a teenager be a teenager, just as we did September 10th. You know, does my hair look good? Do I have on the right clothes? You know, those were the priorities before September 11th.
And now what are the priorities?
The same things in addition to September 11th.
In other words, They're still thinking like everyday adolescents, but with some grown-up insights, too.
Tomorrow was never promised to anyone. So you really can't look at the future all the time. You have to look at it how it is now. Either to be a journalist or a lawyer, and my future is to go down in history and be rich. I'm looking forward to going to school to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a counselor because I want to help people through their struggles.
Like a football player or a basketball player.
It's nice to hear that kind of thing again.
I want to be a police officer. I want to be a pediatrician. I want to be able to buy my mother a mansion, and I want to be able to give my kids whatever they want.
Coming up, how did some of the September 11th hijackers get valid IDs with fake names? We went undercover to find out how easy it is.
Are you a cop?
Am I a cop? No. That's good. Are you a cop?
No way, Jose.
How it can be stopped. A Dateline hidden camera investigation. One of NBC's 5 ways to make America safer.
Now the same feeling is available in a car.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Introducing the all-new Mazda Protege 5.
Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah.
Same feeling. New form.
Hey, mama.
I love to keep a clean club, but the boys get so rambunctious sometimes. Nice catch! Hence, my new Bissell Pro Heat Protect Beauty. It's the only one that thoroughly cleans and provides scratch guard protection all in one beautiful machine. Smoothies! Scratch guard protection. It's cool.
Now, clean and protect with Bissell.
It'll put any neatnik in hog heaven.
Bissell. We mean clean.
I'm every man.
And every woman who ever suffered from frequent, persistent heartburn.
If you've treated your heartburn and changed your diet, but it comes back 2 or more days a week, then you may know about the burning pain of acid reflux disease.
But there's something about acid reflux that I didn't know.
Over time, that acid churning up can wear away the lining of your esophagus.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't.
But today, there's a purple pill called Nexium. It's from the makers of Prilosec. Just 1 prescription Nexium a day gives many people complete resolution of heartburn symptoms.
That could mean complete heartburn relief.
And importantly, Nexium is also proven to heal erosions in the esophagus caused by acid reflux. Only a doctor can determine if you have this damage. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium and Prilosec are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. So talk to your doctor and call this number for more information and for a free trial certificate for Nexium.
Relieve the heartburn, heal the damage. It's possible with today's purple pill called Nexium.
Sunday,
Champion Chevrolet and University.
NBC dramas are all new. First on Law & Order Criminal Intent. A con man murdered. Was it one of his victims or someone else?
You screwed up.
Then an all-new UC Undercover. She's tough, smart, and at the top of her game.
What's Undercover?
Now she and the undercover team are after stolen jewels.
Tuesday, it's an all-new Frasier Halloween. Everyone's invited.
Fidel Castro.
Sigmund Freud. Wonder Woman.
I'm not sure you can do that to the flag.
Even your own dad? Then on Scrubs, a little hospital romance with a special lady.
You don't have to introduce me to my ex-wife.
Happy Halloween. All new NBC Tuesday.
8 championship races on Thoroughbred Racing's richest day. The World Thoroughbred Championships, the Breeders' Cup. Saturday at 1 Eastern on NBC.
Coming up, his colleagues were his chorus, there when he called for backup.
These guys were great.
A New York City fireman with a song for every occasion. Called in to console a sick child, and then called to duty.
They can remember me, and they can remember finding Shirley.
Memories of a Melody. Later on Dateline.
Do you mind if we shot you doing your thing?
Tomorrow, Chad Muska guest stars on Skate. Witness the sickest, wickedest tricks from the pro. All new Skate tomorrow.
NBC Thursday, a Will and Grace event. One night, 4 words.
Will you marry me?
Woody pops the question.
My little girl's gonna get married.
Isn't this exciting?
A must-see Will and Grace, NBC Thursday.
Champion Chevrolet and University Chevrolet are on a mission to keep America rolling. Right now, both dealerships are offering free GMAC interest. That's absolutely no interest for up to 60 months. Each new car buyer will save literally thousands of dollars. 0% interest on every new car, truck, SUV, and van. Plus, each vehicle includes a special savings certificate. The time to buy a new Chevrolet is now. 0% GMAC financing. It's our way to keep America rolling. It's your chance to buy a new vehicle for less.
In stores now, Wayne Harvey and Unrestrained Praise with their new Holy Ghost-filled CD and video release, Keep Looking Up. This emotional and powerful musical worship will have you singing praises all the day long. Wayne Harvey and Unrestrained Praise, Keep Looking Up. The CD and video in stores now.
Mama, get out of prison!
Luann's jailbird mama.
I will tongue-kiss Bill before I let that tramp in my house.
Whoa. Gets all lovey-dovey.
Well, I can just rub these all night.
Oh! Next, King of the Hill.
Friday on NBC 40.
This is WTWC NBC 40, home of Entertainment Tonight.
Here now is Jane Pauley.
All day, NBC News has been bringing you reports on 5 ways to make America safer. Suggestions from experts on how to make this country more secure. The suggestions include providing vaccines for smallpox, toughening up visa and border procedures, safeguarding water supplies and nuclear power plants, and x-raying checked luggage at airports. Tonight, Dateline focuses on a 5th, tighter ID checks for getting driver's licenses. Why is that so important? Well, we know now that the Al-Qaeda network's terrorist training manual, in addition to tips for bombing and assassination, includes how-to instructions for obtaining false documents and aliases in order for operatives to move around more easily, which made us wonder, how easy is it to get real ID based on a false identity in this country? You will be dismayed to learn it's not hard at all. Here's Josh Mankiewicz of NBC's Terrorism Task Force with a Dateline hidden camera investigation.
In the days following the attacks on New York and Washington, federal investigators launched a massive manhunt looking for anyone associated with the hijackers and their network of terror. And that investigation quickly led to this unlikely place. Not some shadowy underground, but a state government building in a quiet suburb of Washington, D.C. The reason? Police say some of the hijackers came here and contacted criminals working outside this DMV office in Virginia, and that they then used those criminal contacts to obtain real, valid driver's licenses and ID cards using false names. And it wasn't just here in Virginia. 13 of the 19 hijackers also had Florida licenses. In Florida, you don't even have to live there to get a license. Even foreign tourists staying just a few days can get one. There's no ID needed and no background check. And with those documents, investigators say, the terrorists were able to roam freely through the U.S. using ATM machines, shopping, and checking in at airports. That's brought out a major flaw in America's legal and financial systems, the driver's license. It was never meant to be a national identification card, but yet over the years, that's just what it's become. But as a year-long Dateline investigation reveals, in many states, getting a valid license under a false name is incredibly easy. And for criminals or terrorists, it's a passport to another life, one in which no one's looking for them, and they're free to do whatever they want.
You're looking the name you want, any name.
Okay.
So
tonight, we'll take you undercover, inside the world of driver's license fraud, inside a system that's full of holes, where trusted employees can be bought off to break the rules, and where hustlers who, with a few phony documents,
Applying for my driver's license?
can set you up with new identities, all of them false, but all of them perfectly valid.
So what information do I need to get?
Name and date of birth.
For me? Once they have that, they're able to establish a completely new identity and then take off and do all the criminal activities they desire to do.
Randy Naramore is chief of police in Huntington Park, California, south of Los Angeles. Veteran lawmen like Naramore have complained for years about this problem, but until now, almost no one was listening.
Give me some idea of how a new identity makes life easier for a criminal.
Right. If a person's wanted on a murder charge, he's able to obtain a new driver's license, a new identity. He could be stopped by law enforcement out in the field. They accept that driver's license, which is valid, but it's not the right person because no one's done anything to check it.
We know the hijackers hid in plain sight in the U.S. for months, and we know some had false identification and licenses. In fact, last month, the FBI released photos of all 19 hijacked suspects and asked for help in confirming their real names. It seems the terrorists discovered a security loophole that homegrown criminals have used for a long time.
With a clean license, you can go anywhere in the United States you want.
This man is a former major drug dealer in Arizona. He says new licenses and fresh identities allowed him to stay in business, even as police were hunting for the old him.
If I got pulled over, I didn't have to get in a shootout. I could just show them my driver's license and be on my way, get a ticket and be on my way.
Did you ever get pulled over?
Yes, several times.
And you handed the cop that license?
And every time I handed the cop the license, and he wished me well and sent me on my way.
And he had no idea who you were?
Not a clue.
And once police sent him on his way, he went straight back to work.
Besides staying out of trouble with the police, what do you use that license for?
I got a social security number, credit cards, birth certificates, basically to do anything I wanted to do. I mean, I could run for office. Anything I wanted to do. I mean, I was reborn, so to speak.
So how does it all work? Can driver's license fraud really be that easy? Beginning last year, we went undercover to find out. Ex-police informants with connections to Colombian drug traffickers introduced Dateline to this man.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
He says he runs a driving school, and business must be good. You can usually find him outside several California DMV offices with his driving school car, an expensive white Mercedes. Our informants say he regularly helps drug contacts get new valid California driver's licenses and new identities, so the drug business can continue uninterrupted by inconveniences like being arrested and hauled off to jail. And as soon as we showed him our wallet, he agreed to help us.
All the information can make it.
Okay.
And give me half of the money.
Okay. How much?
He contacts one of his driving instructors who will take us through the process. We meet him outside a DMV office south of Los Angeles.
I just want a California driver's license.
Oh, you have a California?
No, I want one.
You want one? Okay.
Yeah, I want one.
Let's get out of the park.
Our producer, a young woman, says she's looking for a license with no hassles and no questions asked. But he did have one question for us.
Yeah.
Are you a cop?
Am I a cop? No. Are you a cop?
No way, Jose. No.
With that cleared up, he tells us that for $1,500, he'll get us what we need. We invent with him some phony personal statistics that will come in handy later inside the DMV.
What we have to do is we have to change your date of birth.
Okay.
Give me a date of birth that is not in the computer.
March 21st.
Okay. Give me the address that is not in the computer.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
1701.
As we go through our DMV visit, you'll see some gaps in the system. Points where a well-placed payoff or just sloppy procedures leave the process open to fraud by anyone, including terrorists.
I'm applying for my license?
The first security breach. Our contact gives us a stolen social security number to help build our new fake identity. We hand it in with our papers, and no one at the DMV bothers to check it. Every state in the nation requires U.S. citizens to present a Social Security number when applying for a driver's license. But fewer than half the states actually check that number to make sure it's yours, to make sure you are who you say you are. And so in a lot of places, criminals or terrorists are free to do what our contacts did. Take someone else's Social Security number, add a different name to it, and start down the road to a whole new identity. We check the Social Security number later and find out that it actually belongs to a middle-aged doctor in Florida, not a young woman in California.
Okay, right there on the red.
Pardon me?
Right there on the red.
Another point where security falters. DMV workers take our thumbprint as part of the application. This could be a problem, since our staffer already has a California license and so already has her thumbprint on record. But it turns out that in California, these thumbprints are taken and then nothing is done with them. They're not entered into a database. They're not cross-checked. They are simply kept on file. A third security problem. We don't yet have a birth certificate. Our guide still has to create that for us with the phony stats we invented out in the parking lot. But he tells us the DMV will let us slide for today. And he's right. They do.
Do you have any birth certificate or anything?
No, I didn't know I had to bring anything. Can I bring it back when I come back from my driver's test? Do I just bring it back when I take my test? Can I do that?
Yeah, before we issue you something.
Okay. Okay.
A fourth breach of security. Throughout this whole process, our contact is there in the office with us every step of the way. And no DMV agent seems to bat an eye. And if all that weren't bad enough, there is this. When it's time to take the written test, we don't. A security guard who our contact says has been paid off lets us slip out of the testing area. Outside, we wait while our contact takes the test for us. The security guard then comes out to say it's clear to sneak us back in, and we slip into the testing area through a side door. And we pass.
You're all set.
Thank you.
So, with no birth certificate, with a stolen Social Security number, and without even taking the written test ourselves, we get a California learner's permit.
That anyway, what's this?
That's a birth certificate.
Oh my gosh.
We meet again weeks later. Our guide now has our fake birth certificate. We check it and find it's printed on a real birth certificate form. Either old information was erased and our new stats typed over them, or the form could have been stolen by contacts inside the LA County Records Office. Another possible security breach. We then go for our driver's test. This is one part of the process that's legit.
Emergency brake. Show me your arm segment.
Left, right, stop.
Okay.
And we pass. A DMV agent walks us back inside and, with our fake birth certificate in hand, we get our temporary license. And then a few weeks later, in the mail, we get this. A brand new, permanent California driver's license. It has special holograms printed on it to foil counterfeiters. But we don't need a counterfeit because we just got the real thing, like some of the hijackers apparently did in other states, using a fake name, a phony address, a bogus birth certificate, and a stolen Social Security number. The system didn't even blink.
I have a California DL number.
We even take the license back to Police Chief Randy Naramore and have one of his officers run a check on it. Our license comes up clean and valid.
Valid PDL.
So if you ran into this driver and she gave you this license, you'd hand it back to her and say,
checked okay.
After a few weeks, back in 2000, we got that. A real California driver's license.
We also took our license to Stephen Gorley, director of California's Department of Motor Vehicles. How can that happen so easily?
How can that happen? There are any number of ways that people want to defeat the system can try to do it. We have put in as many safeguards as we possibly can. We know that from the very beginning that we are the front line against identity theft and identity fraud, and we take it very seriously.
How big a business has that been, do you think?
In California, I consider it probably a larger business than any of us would want.
A few months after we began our investigation, California lawmakers here in Sacramento instituted some sweeping reforms. Chief among them, the state will now do a computer check on every Social Security number that's submitted on an application for a California driver's license. The idea was to put the guys we've been doing business with out of business. But will it work? 15 states now do instant checks of Social Security numbers right there at the DMV counter as you apply for your license. They can tell if you and your number don't match. California does those checks later, in batches. It costs less money to do it that way. And 32 states still don't do any check at all.
How's the system changed since then?
Well, if you give us a phony Social Security number, you will not get a driver's license.
How would you describe the system now? Secure? Better?
Much better.
Does that mean our bad guys are out of business? We weren't so sure, so we went back undercover to see if these tough new laws fixed a system that provides cover to crime and terror.
Applying for my driver's license?
Reinvented Camry. One look, and you're going to want one.
We want an all-expense-paid trip to Hawaii this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Sorry, wrong number.
This Saturday, the only place you want to be is the one store that can offer savings like these on brands like these. Sears. Where else?
There's a place where people smile big, eat good, and always score a sweet deal. It's got to be Applebee's. What makes a honey of a deal? Our amazing new honey pepper sauce. It makes honey grilled chicken and honey pepper steak a taste of honey heaven. Throw in our famous riblets, now honey barbecue style, and you'll know why. It's got to be Applebee's. Eating good, honey, honey, oh yeah, in the neighborhood.
See who will be the first man to put his name on the Charles Schwab Cup, only on CNBC.
Ocean Spray is fortified with as much vitamin C as orange juice, so it's good for your whole body. Just leave the juicing to us. Ocean Spray. Crave the wave.
NBC Sunday. It's the Halloween edition of The Weakest Link.
Do you frighten little children?
The Weakest Link goes Halloween. NBC Sunday at 8, 7 Central.
NBC Monday. On an all-new Crossing Jordan. Who killed the senator's daughter?
She had all these drugs in her system, no defensive wounds.
All the clues
Why did you call her?
point to one place.
Stacy died in her own house.
But there was one problem getting rid of the body.
She was still alive.
All new Crossing Jordan, NBC Monday.
Dateline NBC, winner of 6 headliner awards for excellence in journalism. The year's most honored television news magazine, Dateline. We'll be right back.
On Friday's Law & Order SVU, a famous sex doctor murdered.
He specialized in impotency.
He'd been nailing just about anything that moved.
A cold predator. A case of greed and passion.
Join the party.
Don't look away. How they finally catch this killer is a shocker.
Oh my God.
All new Law & Order SVU, NBC Next.
Today, me and bus driver Rich are back in town.
Where are all the women?
Last time you asked for strong seams, durable clothes, and a Goodies Good Friend guarantee.
I'm here.
Hey, how are you? I'm Bob Good Friend. You know, besides our low prices, we guarantee everything that we sell. I'll give you your money back
if you're not happy, satisfied, delighted, pleased, or tickled pink. Just bring back any item anytime for a full refund, credit, or exchange.
After all, my name is
My name is a good friend for nothing.
Oh, that's great. That was good.
I couldn't ask for more than that.
In stores now, Wayne Harvey and Unrestrained Praise with their new Holy Ghost-filled CD and video release, Keep Looking Up. This emotional and powerful musical worship will have you singing praises all the day long. Wayne Harvey and Unrestrained Praise. Keep Looking Up. The CD and video in stores now.
Coming up on the next Entertainment Tonight, Star Trek's Leonard Nimoy's alcoholism, what he told William Shatner.
I'd be drinking midday on a Saturday or Sunday and end up passing out. Miss a party in my own home.
Then how Dr. Phil helped this man in tears.
It would be different.
Plus, is this Gwyneth or her 300-pound body double? And an Everybody Loves Raymond exclusive. All new scenes on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Monday on NBC 40. Watch this.
So, you want to be talking phone books? Why don't you have more community information? Listen up, doorstops. Talking phone books have more maps of local terrain, zips and white and yellow pages so you always know the code, even bigger type so you don't need field glasses. Now, what do you have to say for yourself, soldier? You sorry stack of phone numbers. Drop and give me 20.
When you need local information, remember, talking phone books have more to say. Wimp.
Watch Divorce Court on NBC 40.
Here now is Stone Phillips.
Returning to our hidden camera investigation, you've seen what an easy time we had getting a driver's license, even a birth certificate, using a false name and a fake Social Security number. Josh Menkowitz was assured by the Department of Motor Vehicles in California that if we tried it again, we'd fail. So we tried it again.
Yeah, I'm applying for my driver's license.
It was easy for us last year to get a valid California driver's license using a phony name. But this year, California cracked down. Along with some other states, it now runs checks on Social Security numbers with the hope of cutting down on fraud. Stephen Gorley runs California's Department of Motor Vehicles.
Once you started checking Social Security numbers, you think you're better off now?
Absolutely.
We went back undercover to see how the new laws were working, to see if our criminals were still in business. And they were. Our main contact was still parked out there in front of a DMV office in his Mercedes. And the process kicked off like clockwork, all over again.
How are you doing?
We're put in touch with another so-called driving instructor. And this time, he's offering better service. Now, our contact tells us, getting our license won't even require that pesky driving test.
So we want to pay the examiner inside. It will not make the computer. Like you go to the DMV and take the test. You don't need to go.
And it's more than just the driving test. Those new checks California's doing on Social Security numbers, our contact says not to worry. His insiders will fix that too.
Why not?
So because those guys, they're doing every day license, every single day.
But I was told they're checking the Social Security number now, and they say, they look and they say,
they know how to work.
oh, your people inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The laws may have gotten tougher, but our contacts have become more resourceful, which may account for another difference we find. The price has gone up.
$2,300 total, right? So I need to give you $1,800.
The old license cost us $1,500. The new one, $2,300. Once again, we're taken to a DMV office where we're given yet another phony birth certificate bearing another phony name. And again, it's on that real paper, most likely stolen right from the LA County Records Office. But this one worries us because you can see the printing is crooked. We're sure we'll get caught, but the DMV agent lets it go through. One possible reason for that, DMV investigators tell us crooked printing is actually a regular problem with one of the machines at LA County Records. So DMV agents may be used to sometimes seeing a valid document that only looks bad. But investigators admit that's also another sign that these birth certificate papers are the genuine article.
Now, where do I go?
We give California another thumbprint, making a total of 3 that our producer has on record. But once again, there's no cross-checking of prints. And we present our new application with our new stolen Social Security number, and just as before, nothing happens. Remember, California does check these numbers now, but much later, in batches. And as you'll see, that can take a long time.
Now serving B0.
Then, at the end of our process, as our guide predicted, we don't even take our driving test.
Hi.
Weeks later, when it's time to deliver our final payment, we argue because we haven't gotten our license yet. Our contact tells us not to worry, saying he and his group are professionals.
A lot of people. It's not only you, though. It's many people.
I know. I'm just worried, like I said. I mean, I've paid a lot of money.
I have people from Russia, Armenians, from Israel, the same way.
And sure enough, we do get our temporary license, good for 2 months. This would not have been sent to us unless DMV records show we took and passed a driving test, which we didn't. Someone on the inside fixed it to look that way. But 8 weeks later, still no permanent license. A DMV agent tells us over the phone that either there's a problem with our Social Security number, or it's just taking a long time for that central computer check. So the department issues us another 2-month temporary license.
Those guys are still in business that we talked to. Since the rules changed, since you started going over Social Security numbers, we went back to them and we got 2 different temporary licenses, each good for a couple of months.
Okay.
So you've been doing this for about a year, and these guys have figured out a way to beat the new system.
Okay. Want to tell me how they did it so I can stop them?
So we played some of our undercover tape for Director Gorley, our contact telling us he can make payoffs inside the DMV, so we wouldn't have to take a driving test.
You want to pay the examiner inside? You will not make the computer.
They're paying off the examiner.
Well, that's what he claims.
How could he do it if he didn't have somebody on the inside?
I don't know.
And then our contact insisting he can also get around the new Social Security checks.
They know how to work.
Did you back up far enough to get his license plate number so that we can run it?
This is not about getting you to arrest this particular guy.
I understand.
I mean, this guy's a...
But I mean,
this guy's a representative of a business that's out there.
I understand that.
And it was there before you guys started checking the Social Security numbers, and it's there now.
This is an ongoing battle. If they found ways to get around our system, if they found weak employees, we need to know about that, and we need to go after them.
Gorley has instituted several programs to crack down on insider bribery, internal investigations, spot checks at DMV offices. But with so many low-paid employees, bribery remains a key security problem.
The first entry-level frontline people are making about $20,000 to $21,000 a year.
So when somebody comes to them and says, here's an extra $100, an extra $200 for walking my friend through the process, those people are extremely susceptible to a bribe.
They can be, yes.
But
we're extremely pleased with the quality of our employees and the dedication they have.
And yet, you know, some of them are on the take.
I don't know that. I find out that some might be on the take, and we investigate. And everyone that has been brought to my attention during my tenure here at the Department of Motor Vehicles has been terminated or allowed to leave with prejudice to never serving in state service again.
A week after our interview, the DMV calls to tell us that our phony Social Security number has indeed been caught by their computer check, meaning no permanent license for us. Is that because the system worked or because we tipped our hand? In any case, we did get temporary licenses good for 4 months, a long time if you're looking for a free ride. Director Gorley says that computer check takes so long partially because of federal concerns about invading the privacy of your Social Security number.
Write down what I read.
And he says California's own privacy laws prevent him from cross-checking all those thumbprints his agency collects.
The DMV could not share it for finding out whether the guy was a rapist or an international terrorist or stealing identities or anything. It could only be for vehicle code violations.
If I've been convicted of a crime somewhere, if my prints were at some murder scene, that doesn't catch me?
It probably won't, no.
Gurley and the other DMV directors say the only way to permanently stop fraud, especially by insiders, is to put those thumbprints right on driver's licenses. It's the one component of your ID that can't be faked. And then coordinate those prints with police, the FBI, and other agencies. But that won't happen, Gurley says, without some cooperation from outside California. DMV chiefs and law enforcement agents we spoke with say the answers now need to come from Washington. Lawmakers need to strike a new balance between security and privacy. And that won't be easy, because large federal agencies like the Social Security Administration have long guarded their turf, unwilling to share information. Now, in the wake of September 11th, that uncooperative bureaucratic culture may need to change as well. We tried to speak with officials at Justice, Transportation, and Social Security about these issues, but all said they were busy dealing with the new reality after September 11th and could not talk with us. And part of that new world is about how to stop identity fraud. Something it once seemed only police knew about is now something the whole country knows about.
It's time to start paying attention to what the states have been saying about the security of identity in the United States.
Well, it strikes me that in a kind of a sad way, those hijackers did you guys a big favor. I mean, they brought this issue to a place where nobody in Washington's going to be able to ignore it anymore.
I would rather have gotten their attention in a different way.
Right after the attacks of September 11th, Virginia closed the loophole that allowed some of the hijackers to get phony IDs there. Other states have also begun looking at ways to make it harder to get a driver's license with false information. For instance, Massachusetts is considering a special training program to help DMV employees better spot counterfeit documents. And starting next month, New York will use a new software program that allows supervisors to get into any DMV employee's computer and monitor the paperwork process. For more on those 5 ways to keep America safer, log on to our website. The address is dateline.msnbc.com.
Coming up next, he put in a great performance. One night at the Apollo and one day at Ground Zero.
You knew that any day, at any time, they could be called to a tragedy like this.
Song for a Hero.
I believe in having a nice, warm feeling.
I believe in looking sharp, but I'm too smart to pay high prices.
Our coat prices are so low, we can't name the famous designers.
I believe a great coat is a great way to stand out.
Nobody comes close to our selections of luxurious camel hairs, fine leathers, and warm downs.
I believe in having fun, even when it's cold out.
Many more high-quality coats than other fine department stores, but for a lot less.
I believe in Burlington Coat Factory.
Wake up to new Hot Pockets brand breakfast. Real scrambled eggs, cheese, bacon, or sausage, and a crispy, buttery Hot Pockets crust. Wake up to a new hot, hearty breakfast from Hot Pockets. Find the new breakfast flavors next to Hot Pockets.
When I started having hot flashes and night sweats at menopause, my doctor recommended hormone replacement therapy, but I didn't listen.
Up to 20% of a woman's expected lifetime bone loss occurs in the years following menopause.
A year later, I went back to my doctor and found I'd shrunk an inch. I went on HRT, and I've been on it for years. My hot flashes and night sweats, gone. I feel great.
HRT is not for all women. Talk to your doctor about the benefits and risks.
The time to protect your future is now.
By the time we reach 40, about 40% of us will already have visibly thinning hair.
Shocked?
So were we.
Because we're women.
Helpless? No, we're not.
Because there's Rogaine.
Rogaine can help us keep the hair we've got.
There's hope, there's help, there's Rogaine.
Totally new Nissan Altima.
little group of bandits have held off the German military for longer than the entire country of Poland.
Uprising, NBC 1 week from Sunday.
Here now is Jane Pauley.
Whether it was on the stage at Harlem's Apollo Theater or on the job, a great performance was his hallmark. This was a man blessed with a marvelous voice and the heart to use it selflessly. Not surprising that he was also one of New York's bravest. Keith Morrison tells us his story.
Always and forever, each moment with you.
Vernon Cherry loved to sing. Had a band, too, called Starfire, and they play weddings and birthdays and other celebrations.
And I know tomorrow.
He probably could have made a fine living as a singer, could Vernon, but mostly he just loved to sing for anybody who would listen, usually for free. Like the time he worked up his courage to perform as an amateur on Showtime at the Apollo.
Standing close to someone else.
Vernon was also the official vocalist for the New York City Fire Department, meaning he would perform at ceremonies like this one on the annual Medal Day. John Sorrentino is a friend and colleague.
This guy was singing in here morning, noon, and night, which we didn't mind because the man could sing. It's that simple.
Thing was, he could also fight fires, and that's what Vernon was, a fireman. For 28 years, he reported to companies around the city, ending up at Engine 205, Ladder 118, in Brooklyn, just across the river from Lower Manhattan.
Vernon got involved in anything he could. Anything he can help out on, he did.
Well, said friends, that's just how he was. He liked to get involved with people. And so, when somebody asked him to record a song for a sick little girl and get a chorus from the fire department to back him up, he said of course he'd do that. A recording date was set, August 7th. But when Vernon Cherry showed up, only two other men, John Sorrentino and Leon Smith, were there to sing with him. Hardly a chorus. Hang on a minute, said Vernon, and he left.
10 minutes later, he comes back. 2 fire trucks come rolling down the block. He went to a firehouse in the neighborhood. He got both fire companies to come. They brought the trucks. You know, these guys were great. They came in to the studio, and now we had Vernon and 11 other guys, I think it was.
All this was in aid of an organization called Songs of Love, a non-profit whose sole purpose is to write and record carefully personalized songs for sick and dying children.
Brighten up our world with a beautiful smile.
Vernon's song was for 7-year-old Crystal Ann Perez, who'd been fighting leukemia for more than a year. The day after the recording session, the firemen presented the song to Crystal at Montefiore Hospital in the Bronx.
I like the song, and I like him, and I liked what he did for me.
And then Vernon gave her a bunch of presents, which he'd brought from the fire department.
You could tell he was enjoying himself while he was singing it to her.
Selena Cherry Daniel is one of Vernon's children. There are 3 of them, along with 4 grandchildren, the youngest born September 14th. They knew he loved to sing, but they understood his job, too.
He knew that any day, at any time, they could be called to something like this, a tragedy like this.
On September 11th, when the call came, Vernon Cherry and 7 other men from Engine 205, Ladder 118, crossed the Brooklyn Bridge to fight the fires at the World Trade Towers. This is a photograph of Ladder 118 taken by a young man in his office overlooking the bridge. Only one body has been recovered. No one has seen or heard from the others, including Vernon. This was a memorial service for the 8 firefighters.
I would like for my father to be remembered as a person who lived his life to the fullest every day, and he didn't take it for granted.
Crystal Ann Perez cried when she learned what happened to the man who sang for her. Because she is 7, the best gift she could give, she thought, was to draw some pictures for Vernon's family.
They can hang it up on their refrigerator so they can remember. They can remember me, and they can remember Flying Cherry.
We all love you so.
Maybe it was something in that song, the last recording Vernon Cherry ever made. Crystal's cancer is in remission.
Halftime. That's when the action really begins. Hillshire Farm Little Smokies are quick and tasty. No wonder they're America's favorite cocktail mix.
If we all lived here, we wouldn't have to worry about what's in our water. But most of us live here, so we need Brita. Chlorine and lead are no longer a problem, and the taste is incredibly fresh. So even if you don't live here, you can still have a taste. Brita.
He can barely chew. The pain's excruciating. He can squeeze you in tomorrow morning.
Saturday.
How about Monday?
This Saturday, the only place you want to be is the one store that can offer savings like these on brands like these. Sears, where else?
What would happen if an SUV were raised by a family of sports cars?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah.
The 200 horsepower Mazda Tribute. The SUV with the soul of a sports car.
Monday, a new mother's courage after her husband never made it home September 11th. A new life, new hope, and a father's love. NBC Nightly News, Monday.
NBC Monday, part 2 of the 3rd watch season premiere.
I made you a card.
Thank you, Sam.
New York paramedics, police, and firefighters
You going back down?
relive the weeks after September 11th.
I just want to be a cop again.
Part 2 of the 3rd watch season premiere, NBC Monday.
Television is for everyone, but every show isn't. So check out what your kids are watching. You know them better than anyone.
Now let's take a look at a special hour we're working on for Dateline Saturday.
In the midst of the terror, the world saw the triumph of the human spirit. Todd Beamer was one of the passengers on Flight 93 who fought back against the hijackers. She knows he's a hero because she took his last call.
He said, they're talking about jumping the guy with the bomb.
In the midst of the tragedy, they thought of others and fought to save lives.
I just want to thank him profoundly because he's the reason I'm here.
Triumph over terror. A Dateline special on Dateline Saturday.
That's all for this edition of Dateline Friday. We'll see you again for our Dateline special tomorrow night at 8 and Dateline Sunday at 7, 6 Central. I'm Stone Phillipson for all of us at NBC News. Good night.
Is a presentation of NBC News. More Americans watch NBC News than any other news organization in the world.
Law & Order SVU is coming up next right here on NBC.
In the criminal justice system,